Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become Messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness, by giving, will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the Earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 275th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be host today along with Mark as well, and I think we're ready to present the work of the Universal Council here. I think we will. Just bear with me a minute. I have to find the correct document here. Okay, there we go. So please go ahead, Universal Council.
Thank you, my dear Rick. I'm sorry. Rick, can you hear me properly? Hello?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
Okay. Welcome, Suspagatam, my dear beautiful souls. Welcome to the beautiful energy and beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Welcome to the beautiful energy, Swagatam, to the beautiful energy of all knowledge seekers. As universal soul, we are all welcome to the beauty and totality of all that is in love exists. So, and welcome to the oneness and unified unity of one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. So here, I want to say a little bit about how the peace came. It was from within, or it came from somewhere. It was the ability of us to understand always. Each of us had their own way to understand peace. And from this peace, we created this beauty and totality. Now we are going to be there. So I will say that peace is our ability to create the beauty and totality. It is so simple that it becomes for many that too good to be true. But this is true, my dear beautiful soul. As Jalal said, that we are the nature and we can do our garden as we like to do, like this, and invite all that is. And when we say peace, and I am present in this peaceful way, in the realm of peace, then in this moment, the time is now, as we are all collectively thinking that. So not only I or you are thinking, if you are kind enough to be in peace, then all souls are in peace with you, because there is no separation of any sort. And this is the intention that is creating without knowing or unknowing, without knowing or even knowing, as we know. So I will share a little story about this. I have shared it before, but this is a story I want to share anytime, all the time. And I will start. We know about many of us know about the legend of the great Samrat Akbar, the Emperor Akbar, and his minister and courtesan. One of the most important courtesan of Akbar's court was Birbal, jewel in the 9 jewel. His court has 9 jewels. One is very extraordinary in singing, as when the person sings, and when he sings about the rain comes. When he sings about the electric charges, the electric charges come like that, So these are outstanding, highly soulful being, like 9 jewels in the court of Emperor Akbar. One of the jewel was Birbal, a very beautiful soul he is. So one day when Birbal, and he always take advice from Birbal, they are so friendly also. And one day, Akbar used to go in the garden, travel in the garden, walk in the garden with Birbal always to seek some peace and love. So one day he was moving in the garden with Birbal, in a very flowery garden with roses. Akbar loved roses, and when he then after walking a distance, then they came. Uh, when they came up in the side of a well, and the well was so deep but dry, very dry, and the dryness is so much that Akbar felt it. So why the he asked people why the well in this beautiful garden, this well is dry. Why is there is no water? So Birbal said, well, I don't know, but from years there is no water in it, and it is dry and like a black ditch kind of. It became like that. No, it doesn't seem to be like a well. Then Akbar said, then what we do, Birbal, my dear? Then Birbal said, what we can do, one thing we can do, we can declare the whole kingdom about to bring a bucket of water, each person of this village, a bucket of water to pour into the well. So Akbar said, okay, my dear, I will do that. Then the next day they came, there was an announcement in the kingdom that every person of the kingdom should bring a bucket of water, and at the late at night when everybody is sleeping, bring the bucket of water, of your water, to pour into the well. And it is very necessary. It was an announcement. Then the second day came, and the day passed, and the night came. And at the deep in the night, people came and poured what was requested by the emperor, the beloved emperor. With responsibility, every person from that village poured water. And then the next day in the morning, the emperor again talked to Birbal and said, Birbal, now we can go to the well and see what happened. Then Birbal and Akbar again walked towards the well, and what they see, no, actually, I'm sorry. What the announcement was that everybody has to bring a bucket of milk. Sorry, milk. So the night came, and everybody has poured their what they have told, by the emperor. And the next day, the emperor came to see the well with Birbal. And what he see, the well was filled with water. Even the declaration was about milk. Then Akbar was like, stunned. What? I have declared about the milk. The well should be filled with milk. Why there is water? Then Birbal said, my dear, my beloved emperor, don't you know? The well needs water. Everybody knows that. So what actually happened is, in the collective way, all souls came together. The soul knows that what is the need. The need was the water. And they came with the water, not the milk. So when we say peace, all came with peace, like that. Only peace. And then everything, the trust came out, and everybody was given that beautiful water to drink. Like everybody is happy in this peace. In this peace dome we have created. So this is the intention. Even we are doing, even different way we are coming, but the intention was this, that the need of the moment, like the well needs the water. So peace is the only way to, and the intention is peace. And as my Messiah says, this is not the 0 point, this is the point of conversion. Everything converts with peace, as it's my experience, very, very much. So many of us experience that after coming in peace, after calming down in peace, after understanding peace. As we are, when I signed the peace treaty, I signed it off and I was very happy. But then I understood that there is an understanding, you have to learn, you have to know about peace. Then it's a science also. As we know, in our Spaceship Institute, everything connects with science. The soul, the spirit, everything is explainable. So does the peace also. So be in peace, beautiful souls, if you are said, I am in peace, I am kind to myself, then so many souls are coming in peace together. And this is so true. As in the plasma reals, in this unified theme, this happens always in this beauty and totality. So thank you for listening. And I will say that this is our intention for one planet, one nation, one race to create peace for all that is in existence in the planet and around the cosmos. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salut. My dear, can we go to the next slide? Here are the wishes again, my dear. The wish, the do, do it, have it, live it. So I welcome my dear Mark to read his beautiful wishes with his beautiful voice. Thank you, Mark. If you are welcome.
Thank you, Shweta.
Oh.
And of course, these are wishes created by the Universal Council, and this is the way we're going to bring the change, not through going out and physically doing it, but we bring the change through wishes, which then find a way to manifest in the matter state, the solution. All souls in existence must unify to reach the goal of peace and prosperity through unconditional love. And our wish is our command. And of course, love, as we know, is giving. And this is what we're starting to practice and learn to operate this way. And these are part of the trials and also the sessions about this unconditional giving, not going in there with any pretense, but just giving energies from your soul to bring about a change, even though we don't understand it completely. Things are actually happening in the background. And if the wish is correct, and if the souls and when the souls agree, we will see a manifestation of a wish in the matter state.
Beautiful. We are present, my dear. Now we can go to the next slide. Next, here's another wish, and I welcome my dear Dean, if you are okay. I mean, welcome, my dear.
I can read this one.
Oh, okay, Stefania, welcome, my dear.
But it's already sorted, I have to say.
No. Oh, you please.
No, I make this wish when there was a problem, but the problem is already improved. So,
but you can say it.
Yeah. So, so maybe it's already been solved. Okay, we, the Universal Council, give from our soul to all the souls in the Italian community of Emilia-Romagna to overcome the flooding. And yes, the things are better now. It stopped because it did like nearly 2 meters of water in 48 hours and create a lot of flooding. But now I spoke with people in Emilia-Romagna, and they say that the emergency it's finished. But something really nice happened. People start to offer their hotels. There were people who had hotels and resorts. They start to offer for free to anyone who was in need of accommodation if they had their place flood. So it was really nice how everyone get together in case of problems. Yes, it was very good. Thank you.
Oh, we are present, my dear. This is when this compassion and kindness came naturally, you know. And this is beautiful that people are helping another person who is in need. That is the beauty. And this is going to happen always, now, forever. Thank you, my dear. My dear Rick, when we can go to the next slide. There's another wish. Yes. And I welcome Dean.
Yeah, Rick can, no, sorry, not Rick, sorry. Mark can explain. Also
okay, Mark, dear Mark.
can
yes.
explain.
I welcome Mark.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Yeah.
What can I explain, Stefania?
You read the wish and then what did you say to us the other day? It was very interesting.
Yes, we, the Universal Council, give from our soul to all souls affected by a nuclear disaster that occurred last week in Ukraine to be elevated and protected. Apparently, there's a citation from a knowledge seekers workshop here. But I know a number of weeks ago, Mr. Keshe, when that largest nuclear plant in Ukraine, in Europe, was under attack, he said, we do have technology within the Keshe Foundation that we can actually ask the soul of the reactor to draw back into itself any radiation that was released. And this, I didn't put this together. I made a similar wish to this, that the energies that have been released and observed in the Ukraine can be brought back into the source they were released from. And again, that sounds unimaginable to most, but Mr. Keshe is, as he said, we're getting ready to show and are showing technologies that have never been seen by man before. I think we'll hear a little bit about it later in this workshop, but he's talking about growing the heart wall of a child. He's talking about melting kidney stones remotely. He's also talking about a number of things. I'm thinking cataracts can be dissolved remotely, perforated eardrums, and this is all part of the continuation or the completion of this technology. And that's why these sessions and these trials of teeth and change in pH or salinity of the body are so important to participate in. And as we heard in that introduction of the Universal Council, if I can raise the soul of these people, that their physical life changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. And that's what's happening in these trials, in elevation of the soul of the children, and in some of these other ones to correct pH or to grow teeth. Again, a technology that's never been known by man, all being done remotely. So I'm glad I'm a part of it, and I'm glad I can read the wish in a very humble manner. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Mark. Beautiful. You explained it beautifully and other matters. Thank you. We are present.
I have to say that the Italian community, after what happened last week in Ukraine, we started to activate the group to make more cup, make more plasma and ganses to spread in the environment. So the Italian chat become a little bit more alive, and we now we're gonna create together cups and guns to spread in the environment to help the environment to be clear and clean. Okay, sorry, I just want to say this. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, my dear Stefania. Beautifully said. Of course, the things we need now, of course. Most of it, the peace and kindness. Yes.
Sweta,
So, yeah.
we can't quite
Yes.
hear you there. Your voice is
Now?
fading. Maybe you have to get closer to the microphone, I think.
Now you can hear me, Rick?
Yes, very clear.
Oh,
Now,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear Stefania. Now we can go to the move to the next. Here again, another wish. And
Yes, on the same topic. This is the one I put together based on what Stefania had shared. We just sort of rewrote it in a way. And again, when you hear somebody saying, I am present or we are present, that just means they're adding their energies to the wish. And again, we all have very unique field strengths. So collectively, we are much stronger. So when we say we are present or I am present, that's just confirming in a way, in the matter state, that you're adding your energies for this wish to be completed. But as we see with the peace treaty, you don't have to sign it with a pen, and you don't have to speak the words or write the words, "I am present." You can do that through the pen or just confirmation with your own soul. But we're always looking for confirmation in the matter state. But we're learning more. So again, this was based on this idea Mr. Keshe put forward, that the foundation has technology to ask the soul of the nuclear reactor or create conditions that the soul of that reactor will pull back in any energy, high energy packages that were released into the environment. And of course, we just heard Stefania talk about making cups and things. And one of Mr. Keshe's statements was that people would accept this technology not out of the love of it, but out of the fear of their own demise. So this may have also perked some people to maybe make something that they haven't made before. I know he talked about cup 2 and being able to use that on the body or the vegetables and a couple other things we should consider. But anyway, this is the wish. We, the Universal Council, give from our soul that the high energy packages observed in Ukrainian homelands will be drawn back into the souls that release them. And again, this sounds like a fantasy or something that possibly couldn't be done. But as I just explained, we're seeing so many new technologies being revealed, done remotely, that the man hasn't seen and hasn't understood yet. So our wish is our command. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. We are present. Thank you so much.
And this will make also give more sense the fact that every Sunday we already been spray the plasma in the air and put the guns in the water. So already that work, it's very good work. And now if I remember once Mr. Keshe said, don't keep the guns and just in the house. You have to use them or even throw them in the toilet or in the sewage or anywhere. But in this way, we increase the fields and we can not just clean the environment, but maybe also change the mind of people so they don't do any harm. So then we can prevent also big problem. So definitely, I will invite everyone, any knowledge seeker, to be more. This is the time to be more active and just produce more guns, throw them in the water, in the sink, or everywhere. Make them again. Use them, give them around. It will help us, especially with this problem. So any problem that it's coming, it will not much of a problem if we are prepared and ready, no? And in this way, we can prevent a lot of problems. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, my dear Stefania. Thank you so much. We are present. And now we can go to the next slide. Here is the 1 minute of silence, my beautiful souls. With silencing the bodily desire, we keep the silence within, understanding the peaceful way to enhance, to be kind to all souls that in existence, elevating them to be in a position that they could understand what is the need of this moment. So the moment of the silence starts from now. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you very, very much, beautiful souls. All the love always. And thank you for being here, for being present here with all the love and responsibilities of all that lives and exists in the cosmos. So thank you. Salam, namaste, salute. Now we can go to the next slide. Here I welcome my dear Dean to the wish.
Hi, Sweta. Thank you.
Oh, welcome, my dear.
Thank you, Sweta. This is the Universal Council obviously put this wish together, and it's a very poignant and very significant wish from my understanding of the children, who is the children. I think it's all of us. And in these moments, I think many of us need this wish. So we give from our soul to comfort all abused children and to elevate the souls of all abusers.
Thank you, my dear. We are present.
Thank you, Sweta. May I just say that I see many children, obviously in physicality, walking around and enjoying the activities of a child, being present in the moment and enjoying their environment, laughing and giggling and being present with their the other children and having a very wonderful existence in the local community. They're very loved here and the children are very looked after and they look very happy in the local environment that I'm in. However, we all know that in certain environments, in certain places where the children are not so fortunate, they have different conditions and different environments that they're present in. And they go through various different emotions that that trigger other interactions within the environment. So the children are given a lot of emotional conditions, a lot of fear that radiates through their body. And this causes an interaction that we don't want, that we don't need as souls present. We can give back to them in this moment. It's our choice how we establish a connection to give to these children. And this wish, so we give from our soul to comfort all abused children and to elevate the soul of all abusers. So that opens up many things. We think of abuse to be physical. And indeed, physical abuse is always seems to be hidden away, that you don't see it. So these children go through the emotion in the background and it affects them throughout the whole of their lives and causes many conditions. But the abuse can also be in another way. It can be the abuse of a thought and interaction from one soul to another that is not in balance with the environment that they're in. And they trigger an emotion within themselves that then directly reflects to the other soul. And this other soul goes through a very traumatic experience. However, that soul need not go through this experience if we ourselves have the right and correct ethos. If we have the ethos that all souls are equal, which they are, and that none are higher and none are lower, then we would just give unconditionally to another soul for them to receive the same that we would expect for ourselves. And we would do this unconditionally. That's part of being a very beautiful soul present in the environment, whether it's in physical body or not, but we are talking about the physicality of humanity here. And many of us knowledge seekers now very, very aware that we can give from our soul and contact the soul of the children. The soul of this wish can be present throughout the planet Earth, and we can give to all the children. The Universal Council has this wonderful ability and have been granted this wonderful field strength to be able to transcend and transmute the wish for all the souls present to receive it. And this is a very beautiful thing. This is the beauty of when all the souls come together. We were speaking a little bit earlier on about the cup of life, and I've been doing some workshops myself with some souls that are present in the moment, and they all receive this knowledge. You can see it in the physicalities and in the structure through when you look them in the eye, you can see the soul is being enhanced and receiving the knowledge, in addition to the knowledge that they already have. And it's elevating them, it's giving to them, and they understand the beauty of it, the connection. And whether it is from a universal flow of energies, or whether it's earth energy, the direct connection, the beauty of it is the soul, us, you, me, everything. We're all part of the same thing. We're all the totality of everything. And when we start to understand this, then we take away the fear. And when we take away the fear, there's no more abuse of the children, because the children themselves elevate, so they would never let an abuser do this. It's all energy transfer, it's all taking and giving. And so when we elevate the others, when we elevate ourselves and elevate others, it creates a condition of field strength where this abuse can no longer exist. And so this wish is very, very powerful. So we give from our soul to comfort all abused children and elevate the soul of all abusers. We are present. Thank you, Sweta.
Thank you, my dear Dean. You have beautifully explained and given this message of kindness to all. And beautiful. With your beautiful voice, my dear Dean, we are present. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sweta. Thank you all for being present. It's wonderful to be. I've been busy myself again, and this isn't about me. It's about the Universal Council and these wonderful wishes that are coming forward, and the beauty of the souls present. People like yourself, Sweta, Mark, all of you, all the Universal Council, Stefania, all of you. You do such beautiful, incredible work, and you're always present, and you're always giving from your soul. And I think humanity will, in the moment when they come to understand what you've given, they will love you even more. Thank you, Sweta.
Oh, Dean, my dear, thank you for your kindness, my dear. You're always kind. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dean.
Now,
and
yeah.
Sweta, I just wanted to make an announcement that today at 9 p.m. I'm gonna put the link of the Telegram chat. We in the Italian group will get together to elevate the soul of the children and the abuser. So if anyone wants to join in, it's 9 o'clock city time.
That's today, Stefania, 9 o'clock.
Today, yeah, today.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to meet up today.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
I'll put the link in the chat.
Yeah, thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you, my dear Stefania. Really wonderful. Elevating the soul of the children. Beautiful, beautiful. We are present and will be present forever. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you for this announcement. Thank you.
And as we heard in the formation of the Universal Council, it's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving, will create this position of change. So you can all be part of it, and we can all do a lot of good work here, or positive work, to create conditions that their physical life changes. Then you're worthy to be part of the universal community. So we all have these unique field strengths. Collectively, we're much stronger, as Mr. Keshe has indicated. So we invite you all to bring this participation. And all of us, I think, through our lives have experienced some sort of abuse as a child, whether it's from a teacher a coach, the parents, the brothers, the sisters, whatever. Sometimes it's sexual, sometimes it's slavery, sometimes it's psychological abuse. So we're going to bring this change through the giving from our souls, and no other thing will make that change, as Mr. Keshe indicated in the video we played initially. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much. In a collective way, in this kindness, we create this elevation of the children, beautiful children in the whole world, and also the abusers, as the soul are always in a position to be respected. We respect all souls in a physical way or even a non-physical. So thank you, my dear Mark. Thank you so much. And now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick.
Sweta, can we just read this? This will be good for everybody to, I think, for many people to receive this knowledge. And this is a very important message here.
Yes, please.
Okay, so it's to book the virtual seat for your soul, elevating the soul of the children. And I think all of us, having been children, and we are children of humanity, children of the universe, we're all present in these moments. And so each and every one of us that has this meager amount, for some it's a lot, for some it's not so much. But if you can be present and spend this money to give to the children, for you to experience, because these virtual sessions, when you connect with the soul and with the units that are present and the energies that are present on the planet, you are elevating not only yourself, but many, many other souls. You receive an energy connection that will then pay back and give back to you for a very, very long time. So the more you give, the more you receive, and you have a direct connection to this. So it's almost like a responsibility to yourself to give this to others. So in this May session, our focus is on reaching the soul of the man to stop the abuse of children on this planet. First, in elevating the soul of children all over the planet who are abused, that they walk away from it. And then in elevating the soul of the abusers. So this is Friday, May the 26th, 2023 at 12 CEST noon. Book now. Book for yourself. Book for the children of humanity. It is you and I, us, we, I. Thank you, Sweta.
Oh, thank you, my dear Dee. Yes, I also say, as you said beautifully, that my dear beautiful souls all over the world come together, be in this moment to create this peaceful world, this world of beauty and totality for the children to live happily, always, with no hunger and pain and nothing like that. So thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sweta. Can I just quickly add to that, Sweta? Just very quickly. Can I just say that if the children of humanity are star seeds, they're the seeds for the universe, and we each carry this wonderful soul present here with us, and whatever your belief, I know many of you, when these words are spoken, feel it, sense it, know it, understand it. And so when you connect with this, this elevation of giving to the children, imagine how this field strength, this belief, however you'd like to describe it, resonates throughout the planet, the intention to do this. And then this goes out and there is no limitations. The only limitation is what we perceive between our own thoughts and conditioning inside ourselves. So when we let go of that fear, then the field strength of this radiates out across the planet, across the universe, across the universe, and reaches the creator, the creation, that point, and then it feeds back. So please be part of this. It's very, very important as a seed to elevate yourself and humanity. Thank you.
Oh,
Hello.
thank you, Majid. Yes, yes.
This is Dean from the end of the Trail of Tears, Owasso, Oklahoma, United States of America. As a child, I was orphaned and sold. And so as a child, still an adult also having gone through the horrors, I am present, and my soul and my effort and all of my being is currently engaged in bringing about the healing and the freedom of the children and the adults from the horrors that have been perpetrated on mankind. So I am 100% physical, soul, body, being, everything that is in me. Here in prayer and here in the working of the manifestation of freedom, I stand. In agreement, I am present for the freeing of the minds and the physicalities of the children and those who bore the children. That is my wish.
We are present,
Freedom.
my dear Dean. We are present, always will be. And what I can say, my dear Dean, a large, large hug and close hug to you. Never, I will say that we are all abused somehow, but how can we say how deep that was? But the time is here to, well, we have to let go and bring, as you said, the beauty and totality. This is the beauty of, what I can say of the soul, heart and soul, my dear. That if even you have suffered, you are caring about others to come in peace and love, other children to flourish like a flower in beautiful garden. Thank you so much. I salute to you, my dear. Thank you.
Dean, it's Dean here. I would just like to say thank you for those wonderful words and for coming forward, being a magnificent, brave soul that has experienced certain conditions, that is stood forward and come forward and is present to help many other children. And this is wonderful when a soul realizes in no fear to come forward, speak, act, and think in a certain way, create a field strength, a condition that the souls unite through, connect through, and bring about the change that is present in this moment. Thank you so much, Dean.
Thank you so much for this beautiful, beautiful messages, conversation, and enhancement of all with love. Thank you. Now we can go to the next slide. And here, Mark, it is about the understanding vortexes, how somebody in this clip asked question to my Masa Shriman M. Keshe about how the intentions work. It works in vortexes, wormholes like that, but it was explained in a way so beautifully by him, Shriman, that everybody can understand it so simply. So here, you can understand the ability of everybody individually, collectively, in a way how we create how we create an intention, even understanding an intention, how it is and how it manifests in a way. So you can start, my dear Rick. Yes, thank you.
Okay, do I just play the whole thing?
Yes,
We
yes,
did.
it's about 10
Okay.
minutes.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. Going through the center of the vortex and how that links to what one would call intention, and how intention can transmute and direct these fields and rays.
Sorry about that. What vortex are we talking about?
Well, I guess that in some schools of thought, there's everything's the energies or the plasmas have a vortex or a squeezing point, you could say, or sometimes people might say the 0 point would be at that center.
Yeah, but you can get an exit of the field, so you call that a vortex.
Mm-hmm.
Something has to happen. If it's not the matter, it's energy. You're squeezing matter together when you create a vortex. You're creating a circular motion which leads to absorption and release of energy in compacting. If you do it in a bath and you take the, what you call it, the plug out, you see the energy forces the material out. If you are in a closed environment, the energy has to be released in one direction and absorbed in another. So what you expect and what you want to do. We do that a lot in space technology. We create vortexes, especially in defense technology. The knowledge in that dimension is in a matter state, we call it laser, monoenergetic. In a plasma condition, if you create it, it's a plasma field. This is one of the ways you can project high speed plasma, and it elevates its strength to go up. In the future teaching, we'll teach this one, but it's compression to reach 0 point energy, or to the hydrogen energy, we call it. And usually the field strength of the matter is very much different than the field strength of the plasma. If you create, it's a very in-depth knowledge, and it is part of what you like to call a wormhole. This energy distribution has to be looked at two ways. One is matter state compression, and one is the field state compression. And when you interact in the right direction, in the right position, you can play with it in a very beautiful way. And in accelerating plasma to reach a higher order, this technology, what we call vortexing, it's one of the ways, one of the best ways to create elevation in a strength. And in a matter state, when you can do that, you see the increase in the speed. I've done a lot of work on this compression vortex of the field and the plasma and matter state. And it has a huge applications. Sorry about that, I have to answer this question one second. Anyway, to understand the vortex is zero, there is no zero, is finding the conversion point. At the bottom of every vortex is a conversion point. And you have to understand what does it convert to. Because if it doesn't do, if the energy doesn't convert to take another dimension or direction or a strength, it'll explode. It becomes like blowing a balloon and compressing it. It needs a lot of knowledge. It needs a lot of understanding. Plasma vortex technology, it's all matter vortex. We know a lot about it because we created. And if you, even in a matter state vortex, if you understand field distribution, compression of the magnetic field of the elements of, it's a totally different game ballgame. And then if you do the same vortexing with different conditions of the plasma fields, it's a different story altogether. And a lot of students have not understood the principle of the matter and plasma and their interaction and collaboration and in what you call release of it. One of the biggest vortexes which happens on our life continuously is on our skin. Our skin, that's why you have these holes where the hair grows in. These are where the energies which we absorb from the environment as part of that 80% are fed into. Those are the hole gaps. These are where it comes in. This is why we have antennas to what vortexes we absorb as hair. Our hair is a nanomaterial and it has a specific field strength. The color of it, the root of it. Why do we change color of hair by age to white? If man learns to release the right strength field by emotion, man will never change color. And through our skin, if you look at your skin, it's not flat, it's hexagonal. It's like a football, plastic footballs. If you used to play with leather football, they sew them together and there's a point of junction where you come together. Our skin is those junctions. And that's where the hair is. It doesn't matter even if you don't have a hair on your body, the fine, which is inside, creates that attraction. And in that point, at the root of the hair, these vortexes, energy difference transportation is. That's where most of your 80% energy from the environment is directed to. Vortex technology, if you understood to the position of the creation, it's a way of feeling, it's a way of understanding. That's why you have different hair, different shape, different strength, and different ages of different hair. And some have no hair. It doesn't mean anything else, but the body has this fine tuning of the vortex conversion. If one day our scientists develop technology to watch the fields, you'll see how we're absorbing energy through these holes at the point of the hexagonal or whatever shape that you have on your skin. Those gaps are where it should, like a, you know, you create a slope in a tent to get rid of the water when it rains on it. That holes where the energy comes in. Man has not understood the process of the energy absorption from the environment, and our skin is one of the most fundamental ways that we transfer the energy. We pass the skin, which is supposed to be perfect, no water, but at those points it's perfect for energy to transfer directly into the center of the body, under the skin. And we call it the root of the hair. It's like you put the antenna up and you say, this is what I want to absorb. And then it just goes right across the body of the man. If you understand this, then you understand why it's only places, certain places. We have no hair. Even if you follow the condition of the growth of the hair, you find the behavior of the man. Because certain absorption of certain fields creates certain emotions. Because this is where 80% of our energy comes. The science of when you go doesn't go to zero. It goes to point of conversion. How much of it converts and how much it comes back. In a way, if you don't have a hair, you cannot, put this, you're not totally hairless. Doesn't matter what you do with it. You release that until what comes in is like a fountain blowing up.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Beautifully explained how intentions work in a way according to each individual in the ability to understand the conversion, how conversion takes place, or it blasts us, like, never works. So anybody, any beautiful soul want to share something about this, about, or have an experience on this, about the intentions?
This is Dean once again.
Welcome.
Grace and peace from what was just spoken by Mr. Keshe. In the last couple years, the hair on my head is almost doubled in its quantity. Hair color is changing from white to having color in it. And the work with the Keshe Foundation, I think the Cup of Life and other things that I've been doing has amazed me. And my hair, not just to say this is what is happening, my fingernails find it hard now to scratch the back of my head because of the thickness of my hair. So anyway, study the technology of Mr. Keshe, but what he just spoke, there is so much creative truth in there that I don't understand. I only see some of the results in my own body. And I have pictures. So it's, it's documented and amazing. And it brings the greatest curiosity in my spirit as I look in myself in the mirror and say, I don't understand. Truly reversing in age. And with that, thank you all for the work that you've done, because it's bringing me new life.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, this is the beauty of this, well, I will say, the plasma technology, that if you understand, well, we are learning, as you have shared some of the experience. I have such experiences also. But what the intentions, how the intention creates the manifestation in the material way or in a physical way, in the surface, I will say, as from within our being, as we are creating peace, and it is coming out through our body to all beings and to the surface of Earth and within Earth, and all cosmos is included in it. So the intentions work like this if we are continuous in this field spread of ethos of the universal creator. So it brings changes when it converts. It's in conversion. When the ethos of the unified field unify all and goes on in a way to create this peace and prosperity and abundance, it converts as a moment when it was said by my massage Mehran Tavakoli Keshe that it's a time of conversion. A space comes when it becomes converted what in your intention. And in this way, if the skin is a receptor, the root of the hairs are receptor, then you can understand how even in this disaster radiation field, those who are in this radiation field becoming like coming in contact with this radiation and this highest energy pack in the country that has been affected. I will say that this knowledge is of great value if they understand that creating this intention, even with the guns and all, you can create these vortexes of your intention to convert the condition and keep it safe and in a protective mode, so that the environment, which is what 80% reduces, and what you want increases in this unified field. It can be done in a way. We are all learning, and this is what I experiencing. We are all experiencing, as Dean said. Thank you. Thank you so much. Any beautiful soul wants to add? You are most welcome.
Sweat
Maybe,
it. Sorry.
okay,
Go ahead, Mosfet.
Okay.
Welcome, Ben.
Maybe I can continue about what I was talking last time. So the area of how we can transform our wishes to physical change. So one of the things is that, as Dean was talking about earlier, not the Dean, not this Dean, but the one before, about the hair change in the hair. And we use the GANS water, and I have seen changes in some of my students. The hair color change, for example. So let's try to examine how we do it. We talked about emotions last time, the emotions that are generated with our soul interacting with our soul of physicality, and the more familiar emotions that are generated from the interaction of soul of physicality and the physicality. Now, when we spray on our hair, what happens? There is something that Mr. Keshe mentioned last time, which is particularly important here. It is that he said something very dramatic in response to what Jalal was asking: abolish your emotion. What does that mean? When we have as we age, our hair color change. So what is happening here when it changed back to its original state, whatever color it started with? What abolishing emotion has anything to do with this? It's not so much abolishing as detaching. So as we age, certain changes in our emotion, our energy characteristic, from soul of physicality to physicality. Some things change there, right? Now, because of the application of the GANs, that interaction becomes different action of the soul of man and physicality. And when we apply the GANs, our wish is to achieve, let's say, a more youthful look or a youthful manifestation. So by creating sufficient detachment, the soul of physicality can function to transform the physicality. So this is, and I will give, this is an example. This example is to show that the connection between emotional interactions at different levels and against technology. Let's move on to something a little more sophisticated where we don't use GANs. How do we do it? In my personal experience, I have treated people with various health conditions. Now, it's that something like that where we are treating somebody else's physical anomaly with our own wishes. How is that easier than making the change to anything on our body or anything that we wish to change? And let's say hair without the GANs technology. Why the other thing is, for me, it's easier. And I have done it several times. So it's not something very difficult. And the reason is this: that physicality that has these conditions I'm not attached to that condition as strongly as that I am attached to my physical condition. So when my soul level engages with these people who have the difficulties, their soul level engages. My detachment helps them in making the physical changes because I can create the necessary field with their soul of physicality by being not attached to that body. So it's not as difficult for that reason to make these changes. We can try it out with our loved ones. Well, loved ones, it gets a little more difficult because we have more attachment to them. But somebody coming off the street, let's say, has less attachment. With our children, maybe it's lesser than our own, but it's more. We have all kinds of emotional experience with our children or our parents. So I'm giving examples from our own lives or lives of people that we interact with where we can make the change. Of course, we have to have their permission and they have to allow their physicality to be affected by us. They have their say. So I cannot treat anybody unless they say, yes, I don't have the right. So it's what I'm talking about is very practical, very step-by-step in a way, understanding from GANs technology to making changes using our wishes, our soul, but abolishing the emotion at the physical level is an important step. Unless we can detach sufficiently, it doesn't have to be complete detachment. It's not possible. What I mean by sufficient detachment is that with our observation, we can detect, or with our feeling, we can detect at the physical level that there is a slight change in the feeling. If we imagine the feelings we had when we were younger versus now, let's say, then there is a certain change in the field. Can we detect it? Yes, we can. And if we can remember those feelings and abolish the current feelings, we can go back. The thing is that it's easier to practice with others, as I do regularly. In fact, the day before yesterday, one of my patients came and her tumor is gone. So this is reality that we can all live in. Don't we want some of our friends' tumor to go away? We do. We want the tumor of the planet to go away and heal. So can we do it? Yes, we can, because there is sufficient detachment from the planet, from our friends, from our society, for us to make it happen. And we are doing it, as we are going to do with the children next Friday. Do we need the mobile phone connection? This we answer ourselves by doing it. And we can get the answer if we have sufficient confidence, if we are sufficiently, confidence and understanding, I would put it in almost the same place. But it is possible to do. So I'm trying to make it very simple, and I think it is simple. The reason it gets muddy is that our emotion, we don't have sufficient detachment. Our emotions come in the way. Why did our hair color change in the first place? Something happened. Some field condition change in the vortices in our skin to make the hair color change. By the way, we can do another experiment. These vortices are extremely powerful. You can test it. Is that we have essentially equivalent of eyes on our skin, and we can actually feel the presence of somebody moving behind us. And you can close your eyes in a room, you know, all kinds of things are happening in a room. Let's say you're in a party, let's say. You sit down and kind of focus on these vortices and see whether you can detect people moving behind you or moving towards you. It's fun to do it, actually. But you know, these are actually powerful capacities we have. We just are not, you know, we are not sufficiently aware of it. And as you know, knowledge seekers, we are all possible scientists. We can experiment, and it's a fun thing to do. You know, let's say a boring party. You can have an internal party with your own vortices. So anyway, these are some things that one can apply plasma technology. Do we need to make any GANs? Do we need to make any coils? Only thing we are doing is understanding and applying fields. As Mr. Keshe said, pay attention to the fields. And sometimes it's good to get away from this physical world of dreams to the world of plasma and explore the fields. And it's fun, rewarding, and sometimes it makes tumors go away. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, my dear Moshfik. You beautifully explained. I have the same experience in the party, watching somebody watching me from behind, and I experienced that. Even I experienced that a kind of, a not good intention. I can feel that also, and I say, "Oh, what is it like that?" Yes, these colors, these vortices are colors. We can expand it. We can live in it, and we can change so many things. The 80% we have been given can change into less and less, So, and what we want become the 100%, and we are learning. So, thank you, my dear Moshfik. You beautifully always you explain in more clarity. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you. I welcome Dean. Dean, my dear. Hello.
Thank you, Shweta.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes, I want to say one thing before you explain. I want to thank you to Lisa McDonald, Art Council from Australia, making all these beautiful short clips to so that the knowledge seekers, we all can understand in more clarity in beauty that what is actually happening when somebody is not present in the workshop. So thank you, Lisa, my dear. Thank you so much for your hard work and bringing us all these messages in compact together, so can everybody can understand more beautifully and in simplicity. Thank you, Lisa. So, well, my dear Dean, you are welcome.
I was only going to speak about what Dean was speaking about with the hairs and the vortexes that Mosfek has beautifully explained here, and how you can connect with them. I've noticed that many people that maybe say they're spiritual, or people that are connected to their understanding on a certain level, that they have many bountiful amounts of hair. And it's very obvious that they're very connected with the energies that they receive through this interaction, and how with what's just been explained, how the hair changes over a period of time through our life, and then obviously the emotions change, the interaction in the vortex as the energy is being received in changes, and that maybe this would explain why many people, as they get older, they become more mellow, and not everybody, but some people become more mellow, and they become more compassionate and more loving to others, and wanting to help and do many other things. And we experience this for many with going back to the children analogy, with children where they see their parents and their grandparents, and they with the grey hair comes wisdom and love, and this compassion that they sense as a child, and very many beautiful interactions happen that the child carries forward with them for many years, in fact probably all their lives. And so these vortexes, this interaction in the fields, the different energies that a human being receives as they mature through their physicality, gets transcended and transmuted into energies that others, the children of humanity, and that can be a direct connection through your own family bloodlines and your own, those connections, but also the other children sense it and know it and feel it. You often see a child that sees an older person, and when the older person is receptive and in this condition, the child knows this and senses it and feels it straight away. And I know Mr. Keshe said that many times, that when we're older and we hug a child, that we like to receive the energy, that this wonderful energy that the children have. But I think that like any plasma, magnetic or gravitational field, it's a two-way transaction. You have the stronger giving to the weaker, but you also have where we have, like ourselves as children of humanity, we still feed back to the creator, to the creation. And so without that feedback loop, there is no interaction. And so it's a two-way street. I think this is a beautiful thing. So that was all I wanted to say. Thank you, Shweta. Thank you, Mosfek, and everybody for bringing that forward. Thank you.
Hello, hello. Missing you
Hello.
all, my dear friends. I'd like to say something about the vortex. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, 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 Salomia.
Yes. Okay, yes.
Yes, my dear.
Yes, I would like to say that vortex is the same like vritti. Vritti in Sanskrit. Vritti means the excitation of the field of the soul. Some people doesn't like to listen and to hear about soul. I mean, many scientists, and we can use consciousness because they agree. They understand consciousness, but it's the same consciousness, soul. We are a spiritual being, and we understand what is soul. So this vritti is an exaltation of the fields of the soul. Any sensation, any perception, any emotion is a vritti. Desire is a vortex, and desire it's all potentiality, and is very powerful because it's unmanifested. And when this desire manifests, the fields become less powerful and more intense. I mean, inertia is bigger, and in order to manifest, to get manifested. Why our wishes and desire and intentions become manifest, I mean, become a reality in this physical world, in physicality, because all we are one, and we are the totality. We are desire, we are the unique cause, we are everything. So is us which create and manifest this physicality when we expand by our wish and intention, our fields, and we become the unicos. This vritti is an how Mr. Keshe said, is a compression of the fields, is a compression and conversion of energy. If we will not have vritti, we will not have reality, physical reality. Everything will be only potential, unmanifested energy. When we want to manifest, we create intensive plasma at the level of the inertia of the planet, depends on which planet we are, and is directly proportional with the inertia of the place. So our wishes become one day reality, depends how intense and how powerful is our wish, our intention, and our will. Is a connection with this, with the soul of the creator. With this, what is this consciousness? What is this soul? This is the creator. This is Brahman. We are Brahma. We are Atman. How do you call? I don't remember in Sanskrit what is the name. Is Jiva Atman.
Jivatma.
Jiva means soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salomia, it's Jivatma.
Yes, Jivatma. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So I can talk more, but I prefer to finish here because it's already maybe I take so long. Excuse me. And I would like to ask you when it was this nuclear event, because in Romania we didn't, nobody informed us. and I don't know. Last week, exactly. Somebody can tell me when it was?
Salomia, it is not in the mainstream. Yeah, yes.
It was
please.
Saturday before last.
Is this Saturday?
No, Saturday before last. That's the previous one.
Yes, I see. Saturday. Last Saturday.
There are several videos on internet showing that.
And what time? Do you know?
No, I
We don't know about the hour.
But there in the videos, they have the timestamp, so you can see.
And in which place it was?
Oh, I've seen it in several places. That's why I'm saying I've seen it in several. I've seen even one that lasts over an hour.
No, where is the place where the event took place is what she's asking.
It's a city just by Kiev, on the northern part of Kiev. It's a long name, Iskivik or something like that. As I can't pronounce, or I haven't got the foggiest idea how to pronounce Ukrainian names. It's a funny name, but it's on the videos.
I see.
There were two distinct explosions. And it was daytime, so it was daytime and the sky just went black. It obscured the sun completely.
And it was like a mushroom? It was nuclear?
Half a mushroom. It wasn't a big mushroom.
I see.
Because it was only powder.
Just to clarify, what happened was the Russians bombed the ammo depot for the Ukrainians, and part of the ammo was the new plutonium or depleted uranium-tipped tank
sent by the UK
weapons, so on. So that all went up in smoke as well, over $500 million worth of weapons. So basically, that's it. I don't think we need to dwell on that. We should just move on here. Thank you.
Thank you, Salomia. Yeah.
Yes, and vortex also Tesla spoke about this, and this power of vortex is the same like Ankh, the power of Ankh. Ankh is a symbol of life in Egypt. So it's we know this power of the vortex from many civilizations before us. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, Salomia. Thank you so much.
For all clarifications.
Yes. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your message and sharing. Thank you so much. Beautiful indeed. Then now we can move, and I can say that if you understand how the vortices come, get rid of the addiction, get rid of all this addiction, let go. So thank you. And this is about Stefania, you want to say something about? Hello? Hello, Stefania, are you there? Okay, these actually are some information about the contact communication of the health sector, as we are doing mostly. The basic principle is to be healthy first, then to be in the space and in the beauty. So here are the email addresses to contact if there is any health problem anybody is facing and try to and want it to be sorted out in Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Then they can contact. There are many beautiful doctors here. They can take care about this in a way. So you can contact in this email directly, health@spaceshipinstitute.org, and you can say what you want to clarify, anything you want, and it will be in a way answered. So another email ID is info@keshe.foundation, and you can also contact in this address for health problem or any condition you are facing, or any community condition, or a condition of the world you want to say, or even as we know, the health is very much the most important basic thing to be in this knowledge. So in this space, I will say, as we are all doing it together, so you can contact also at info@keshe.foundation. So now we can thank you. Please write down this and be in this living and life. So we can go to the next slide, my Jerry. Mark, hello, Mark. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Are we going to play the video about that for now, or what?
I think it's important that we bring up the 486 where Mr. Keshe, and again, the emails that you just saw are for people also, in addition to what you said, Shweta, for people who'd like to join the trials of the pH salinity balance in the body, and as well as the growing of a tooth. And I know we have so much time left, but I think it's more important than playing the responsibility for the Three Souls video. I know both of those were lined up, but today is the last day to sign up, perhaps tomorrow. But if you, this is for soul of the children, but I'm saying for these trials, Mr. Keshe is again finishing the completion of these systems, and it's not so much about us, but the people that participate will help them to bring the completion of the system, that it can reach many, many more. And so that's what that clip in the 486 was about, just to remind people about these trials. And I'm sure there'll be more trials coming in the future for others. But right now, it's the elevation of the soul of the children, which is the monthly session, as well as additional trials for the pH balance and the tooth growth, which again, technologies have never been seen and applied remotely by the Keshe Foundation in conjunction with doctors.
So we can play the clip, Mark?
Rick is hosting here.
So that's the 486 that you're talking about, correct?
Yes, starting at about 56 minutes, although there is a slight interruption. I think one of the systems Mr. Keshe was on ran out of battery or lost its connection. But it goes to about 15, an hour and 15 to 16 minutes.
Okay.
And again, it's about finishing the completion of the system.
Thank you, Mark. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned earlier, it's about the growing the heart wall of the child, melting kidney stones, repairing damaged kidneys. These are the things that they're showing and will be shown, but specifically these trials, and Mr. Keshe can introduce it to us. Thank you.
Okay, again, this is from the 486 Knowledge Seekers Workshop from last Thursday, May 18th. Oh, are you there, Mr. Keshe? Do you need a few more minutes with our break here?
No, I'm here. Just
okay.
so. Thanks. Keshe Foundation operation doesn't stop because we take a break. Things happening in the background. Okay. Go ahead.
So are you ready to take some questions then?
Let me just remind you about the sessions for elevation of the children. The soul will be the views this month and for the next month for the abusers. And hopefully we should be able to do a lot of good. I was asked if there is anything left of what has been donated. More or less everything has been allocated, has been delivered, or is completed the cycle. So we have no more what we call gifts or materials to be asked for, as our donation packages are completed. If any of you would like to make a donation to the as a goods to the others to enjoy, that process is always open. Any other question? By the way, the courses for the sessions for the dentists, if you have any dental problem for the trials with our dentist, is still on. And the same is with salinity. That if you want to change anything in the dimension of the course and for the doctors to learn about in the clinical trials, which they are doing for themselves, to understand more of how salinity affects the conditions like what is one of the man's biggest fear, as we've been told, with cancer and others, and maintaining what we call a balanced field within the body. The results coming from these tests are very, very interesting. And it's interesting for us in two parts. One is how the body reacts. Secondly, how we can transmute or transfer through our system in four corners of this planet and change through understanding of the technology, the salinity of the body of the man remotely. This has an enormous implication and application in what we did with, for example, with feeding you. In how the doctors in the future transmute the what they call medicine to you. The reason for us
He'll come right back in.
I come through another channel because the other
Recording
channel.
in progress.
Yes, we just lost your voice there for a minute.
Yeah, one of the systems has failed. Just 1 second. Okay, so what is important for us with the test with salinity is not just for you to benefit from it, to change the condition, that if you can change the pH of your body over 7 to keep away from all different conditions, but it's for us to see how effective the transmutation of the materials through the systems, through especially new wireless systems are. And this is one of the main reasons we took this position with the doctors. And what they report us from their cases, that actual salinity of the body of those who are under observation with them actually changes during the process they are on the system and the days after. So this gives us a very good insight how we can use the enhancement units for feeding. How you, as we heard in the intro, we say Monday between 4 and 6 you can have as much tomatoes as you like, and between 6 and 7 another channel, you can have as much cheese as you like. And so these trials are part of completion of the work. And now we have a confirmation to the trials done by the doctors, and those of you who are volunteering to be part of the salinity. It's not just for you to be helped to stop the future cancers or future problems with neurosystems or whatever you think of. It's for us to be able to show, and as we have shown, the what we call the progress in this process. When we put the trials of the systems for the dental care, we show the data to our doctors first, what we had and how much we have 6 or 10 weeks later. And it is part of this which is important to us. When our doctors shared the pictures of what we call the cases, we look at how things have changed, how effective it has been. Are we changing things? The trial with the tooth, which now is handled by doctors, is very fundamental. Is that showing that we can change the condition, and how many children's life we can change. Because now the technology is available. I'll show you a couple of pictures, and now you understand how effective this is. This is what we call the condition from a child. And we cannot do anything with this at the present time. At the present knowledge, what we do, what we have, is in fact how we can change these conditions. How do we come to, in a way, bring a new dimension into what we call what has not been available in dental care. And the technology today allows a change. The technology today allows us to bring that condition which done remote. This is not anymore sitting, taking chemicals and the rest, but this is restructuring the brain. How to produce and change the conditions of a tooth, of a condition of a child's life. And you will come to understand this has huge implication in what we call the world of dentistry. When you see the conditions before and after, when you see how you change the totality of a condition of a child's life with what you have created or what you can create. When the whole condition changes, and when we go and search And we see such a thing is impossible in the world of what we call present science of dental surgery. How you can change in a very simple way using the new understanding of the creation of every part of the body of the man controlled by the soul of the man. Then you come to create and understand how powerful the new technology is, where we're not talking about one or two, we're talking about a complete change in what we call the structure of the whole life of a child. When we look at these kind of pictures, when we look at these kind of effects, our dentists will tell you these are impossibilities to change in the present world of medicine, in dentistry. And when we ask you to volunteer, is for us to understand more of and how such changes can be achieved in very few weeks, remote from thousands of kilometers away. This is the tooth of a child, and you can see it literally to the flesh. And this is very few weeks later. Where the tooth is literally recovering and growing. And when you see the changes are so fundamental. And this is what our doctors and dentists are achieving. This is a life of misery, pain, tooth extraction. And this is today, a few weeks later. And you walk away for all the problems. How far this will go? Will it become a complete tooth in the next 6 months, 12 months? And would we see the changes? Because if you're a dentist, and if you're an ordinary man, you can understand the difference between the two. No chemicals, no medicine, nothing was used. The target of our dentists and doctors is to grow tooth where it has gone. It's been pulled out if it's possible. It's been the dream of the dentists. And using the new technology by them, I'm sure they will try. As you can see, the difference between the two is very clear. We see new bones, new structures, new covers appear. It's the same for us with the what we call the world of salinity. Can we create a condition? Would you like to change the screen, please, Greg? Can we come to the point that with application of the remote, we can deliver directly, for example, to build a piece of wall of a heart of a baby, the way we did with a tooth from thousands of kilometers away without open heart surgery? Can we rebuild part of a kidney which has been damaged in your dialysis machine? Can our doctors, with a new technology, remove kidney stone without any intervention? Do they need to change the salinity within a kidney for the stone to melt within a few sessions? And now you understand why we tell you, volunteer. Do you want me to go to multinationals and tie your hand with research? Or do you want to do it yourself and help the others and our doctors to understand? We are not in medical practices. We are in elevation of the soul, how the soul decides to change the what we call dimension within dimension of physicality. And secondly, all these trials is done by the doctors. We are providers of the knowledge. So, if you want to see if it works, if it can bring a new understanding for us, volunteer. And opposite to the other researchers or doctors and institutions where they go out and look for billions to pay scientists to find out, Keshe Foundation asks you to pay for, as volunteer, for us to learn, for scientists to bring the new dimension. In the coming time, Keshe Foundation will have access and be part of a structure of one of the largest research organizations in the world. Our research centers from Austria will move out in a very short time, and Keshe Foundation will join and become part of one of the largest nations' research organizations into space development. We have signed the documents, and the process is time. Keshe Foundation has and will become one of the major research organizations with the support of one of the largest nations on this planet. One of the most powerful nations on this planet has signed itself to the development of Keshe Foundation technology. And in coming time, they will announce their way and how they do it. So many of you who are knowledge seekers truly in research will be called upon us, on you, to join us. And if you find your way fits the new research development, you'll be invited to join the research teams of the Keshe Foundation worldwide. No expenses will be spared by the organizers and our partners in this research and development, as long as it is beneficial to all of us. We have signed ourselves to this agreement, and those who are working with it, they know the process.
Okay, perhaps we could stop there.
Yes, and so much information. Thank you, my dear. So much information and so much knowledge. And about the emails, you can, every beautiful soul can contact, have their, this information is very, like beneficial. It's a beneficial thing. And the gifts are there always, and we can see how it works and in the level of understanding. And I welcome all beautiful souls, those who need this at this moment or any time can contact in this email that has been given before. So thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much. Now it brings, hello. Yes, these are the emails again, showed by Rick. Now, yes, this is the health@spaceshipinstitute.org, info@Keshe Foundation, keshe.foundation. Please do contact and welcome. And we are welcoming all souls, beautiful souls in kindness for any donation available. A 1 rupee or 1 rupee is valuable for us if it is given in kindness, my dear ones. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, we can go to the last slide, my dear Rick. Yes, here the bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. So is there any sharing, any comment, any question in a way? Yes, welcome, beautiful souls.
So it's Dean here again. May I just say that?
Yes, of course. You're welcome.
Thank you, Professor. So this is bringing the needs and the wishes from our community to the Universal Council. And what was just spoken regarding the trials and being part of this. Imagine the implication.
I have a wish for my community, which is all planet.
Salamia, Dean was just in the middle of his
9th May, when is the day of ascension of illumination of the soul of humanity, to get a peace treaty on at the political level, and to put an end to all nuclear experiments after this incident in Ukraine. On the same day, I launch my triad, Dance of Creation, is a writing inspired by plasma science, the science of the soul. You can see on the link the image of these 3 books, which are poetries, plays, all dedicated to the creator and to the totality. Totality is a creator, and we are the creation, and totality is together with creation and creator, is like a cup. In these books, I explain how the universe and the Unicos was created, and beings were created from the single spark of light, which and divine rays, which became 2, 4, 8, and so on, till become trillions and billions. Thank you.
Thank you, Salomia. We are present in your wish. Thank you so much. My dear Dean, you can continue.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello?
Thank you, Salomia. Very beautiful. Thank you for your wish. Thank you. Yeah, I was speaking about these trials and how important this information is. So bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council for one planet, one nation, one race, for justice and world peace. And so this world peace, would this be within inside ourselves? So when we bring the balance, when we bring the totality of this energy into ourselves, received through the knowledge and through the the giving capabilities of the knowledge through Mr. Keshe and the foundation, through the Universal Council, to receive, so we receive it. So this wonderful knowledge is now being transcended, given, transmuted for us as humanity, as souls present, to receive energies from a remote position. So and this is, it's like a stepping stone. It's a position where the we know as a soul that we are in essence pure energy, and we are imperfection. However, the physicality in the environment receives a different emotion, a different interaction, and it's bringing this back to balance. So the beauty of this is receiving this new addition to these energies present on planet Earth, that we can not have to go through the procedures that has been put in place for us. We can receive these energies remotely and balance the body without having to change its structure completely. It's a very natural process. It's using all the elements that are present on the planet Earth, plus the interaction of the soul. And the soul of the doctors that are working for this, they are bringing their knowledge of plasma and their soul interactions with the soul of the patient, the soul of the person, that the knowledge seeker that's coming forward. And this will be a gift to the whole of humanity that will be received. And then from this trial, for a small group of people present, then this can be expanded out to many, many people. And we don't have to go through the procedure as Mr. Keshe was speaking about, where we have to, we put it out to trial, and it goes through all these different things that take years and years and years, and all different applications, and many, many different things happen. This is a very direct connection, directly through a remote station that is going to give you the energies you require to rebalance the body in this moment. And then within the structure of the body, this is going to regrow a tooth. I mean, this is what an amazing thing, and be able to give a child the ability to interact, that a child has a heart defect or something, and they can remotely be receive the energies to regrow this. This is a complete change of position for a human being that has been present in physicality, and all the emotions we have that bring about certain conditions. So this is incredibly important. So can you imagine how if you have a nation that becomes very balanced, totally balanced as a community, and then this starts to interact in a certain way with another nation, and if one nation has this balanced condition in the body, we all know if you have an imbalance, and a disease, how it affects you personally. And many people carry these emotions, these effects for years, and they're part of them. They even get to the point where they push them so far into the background that they forget that they're still interacting in everything that you do. And this causes, for many people, they can be in all sorts of ways completely remote from themselves because of this interaction. So for me, this bringing this these needs and wishes and bringing this forward is an incredible addition, solution, a beauty being given to mankind, a very, very huge gift. In your community, in your very local community, there will be many people in these moments that require a balance, or have a condition where they would be very thankful for this. So being present with these trials and bringing this knowledge forward to humanity, and then expanding it to a nation. And then once one nation has it, then the next nation will want it, because this causes a condition where the structure of the whole nation, of the whole systems that are put in place, the whole construct changes. And then if one nation has it, the next nation is going to go, well, why haven't we got this? We need this. And so then the balance starts to happen. And then we start to, within ourselves. So the first initial point is you. Is you. Once you become balanced, then everything around you becomes balanced. And so from micro to macro, from the first person, the child that receives, to the nation, and then to the planet, and then the elevation and everything else that takes place in joining the universal community. So for me, bringing these needs and wishes forward is for each and every single one of us to receive in this moment, and how vitally important the work and the beauty that the foundation that has brought forward to humanity. And once we allow it in ourselves, and it's been spoken about, have no fear, and allow, be present in the moment and receive the gift. And this is a very, very huge gift for the elevation and the beauty of mankind. And I'd like to thank Mr. Keshe and the foundation for the beauty that they bring forward to humanity. And thank you, Universal Council, for being present. So that's all I've got to say. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so much for your beautiful explanation, message, and thank you so much. Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can, Sweater. Thank you very much. Thank you for your.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, my dear, for your clarification and beauty. So here, this is the way. Even you are receiving, you have to be in this position of unconditional love. You have to open your heart. You see. So these are all services we do for all. Thank you, my dear Dean. So any other sharing? There is a message from Said Lukman Gilani. I will read that. Plasma energy is the core energy that powers the universe. Plasma science, as defined by AM Keshe, states everything at its core is plasma energy, and all of the fields of this energy naturally interact dynamically and constantly trying to reach a balance by interacting in an intelligent way. This is quite the opposite of what we have learned with traditional physics, where entropy and constant degradation seems to rule. Plasma science is stating the universe is composed of fields of energy that interact with all surrounding fields and have an ability to self-organize or renew. You might wonder, why has plasma energy not been detected before? The major issue is that it is hidden when matter is in its usual states, solid, liquid, and gas. Thus, when we only study these conditions, there is no easy way to observe an effect of plasma energy. AM Keshe discovered additional states of matter, transitional states of matter, where plasma energy can be detected, because in these states, this energy is constantly radiating. Thank you, my dear Said, for your message, for your beautiful explanation. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you. So beautifully explained by Said in small paragraph, much understandable. Well, it's time to wrap up, I will say. Now, can we go to the next slide, my dear Rick? If there is no question anymore or anything to share. I mean, any beautiful soul monster.
Saeed had perhaps a good question in the Q&A here. His question is, can we change the soul of abusers and tyrants and oppressors for good in order to make this world a peaceful place to live? If it's possible, then why do people believe in religion?
Believing in religion, I will say, my dear Said, is an addiction, I will say. We all do that always. Somehow we are going this, but this is from eons, this became an evolutionary process with religion and even a weapon. But what we do is we have to understand this is an addiction, massive addiction. So it will go away. Anyway, we will let go it in a collective manner. And about the soul of the abusers, the the soul is always in a unified field, you know, when it doesn't need to, the soul of an abuser is different, the soul of a kind person is, but soul is always in a unified field. When the physicality abuses others, the soul leaves the vessel. Right? When we elevate, the soul understands. Even the soul, you know, the story of a wise king when he came with an army. Why he came with an army? To get a king who was torturing his people of kingdom, very much extortionist. The people of the kingdom called for the king, or maybe we can say the soul. And he came and he just cut off his head and said, even before cutting off his head, the soul bows to the wise king and said, yes, it's need to be done. I can't bear it anymore. This is so miserable. So, Said, this is a point of understanding. In a way, everybody understands this way, but the soul is always in the unified field, trusting each other. When this matter get intense, or the vessel get more intense, I would say, then even when we are elevating, communicating with the soul talks. And then when the physicality doesn't understand the position that has to be, then the soul in trust and in relation leaves the vessel to be in the newness again, to be in the unified field. It is in the unified field, so it leaves the vessel. So here we call it death. So, but in the plasma realm, again, death is not the world we create again. Everything has the creation again. If it is not, it is destroyed or anything, we use the words like that, then there is a creation again. So we, this is my way of thinking, that every soul is lovely, every soul is in the unified field. So the soul always trusts each other. So elevating them means elevating the soul. Now, if the physical body understands that, then as the vortices, as we learn, that it comes in the manifest. This is the way I will say things happen. So with all the souls, as they are all in the unified field of the Creator. So, and this is the way I explain Sai, in a way, if you understand. Thank you for the question, and thank you.
Rick and Sweta, I think Stefania wrote something in the chat, and basically she was responding to this question. She was saying that who is responsible for all this suffering and evil on the planet Earth, and she's basically saying that it's within us, that we're responsible. It's part of us, and we need to change from within. Do we change for the better? Have we stopped all the suffering in ourselves? And if yes, around your family, and if yes, around your friends, etc. So we make the change by elevating what we consider the problem, but as to follow by actions in our life, starting from within out. So when we do it, when we stop the war inside ourselves, when we balance ourselves, then we find that the interaction starts to manifest around us and create around us a peaceful environment. And then we interact with this, and then it spreads out from a centralized core. It's the interaction of the fields. Everything is a field interaction. And with plasma knowledge, we were starting to experience this in many ways through plasma and through Ganses and through the tools that Mr. Keshe and the systems that Mr. Keshe is bringing forward, and the systems that are within us. The creation of the system is a thought, an intention that comes to us from a soul level interaction. We receive the knowledge, and then we make the interactions in the matter state to create the systems. It's all field interactions, and no matter where you are on the plasma spiral of your understanding, it all leads back to one position, which is the centralized point, which is you. So when you become very balanced, then we balance the whole of the environment, we balance the planet, and then we take another position. And it really is that beautifully simple. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Yes, of course. All people live inside you, and you live with all people always. And this ability is always with us, and we can understand this position and create this beauty and totality always. So condition of the 80% outside doesn't matter anymore. So thank you, Saif. Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you, Stefania. Thank you so much. If there is any other sharing, my dear Ray.
I think we're good now.
Okay. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls, for your questions, for your comments. Thank you. And now we can go to the next slide. Here, we are here to serve, not to be served, my dear beautiful souls. We are all came to serve the universal council, as we are all universal souls. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and all the love always, my dear. Salam, namaste, Sashwat Pranam, Salim. And again, I will say welcome, 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 Suswagatam, into the beauty and totality, the beautiful, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Give yourself some space, live, follow. Living is the only thing to understand in the position of unconditional love. Live in the lovely way you can. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute.
Very good. Thank you, Sweta, and thank you all the members of the Universal Council for putting together and showing today's program. And this brings to the end the 275th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. In announcements, we have the Knowledge Seekers Workshop that's coming up May 25th, Thursday, May 25th, will be at 6 p.m. instead of the 9 a.m. usual time. So that's been put off till 6 p.m. on Thursday, May 25th for the Knowledge Seekers Workshop. So people know, we'll make other announcements in other venues as well. What else do we have to announce? The Keshe Plasma Reactor Group will be the next public teaching workshop, and that starts on Wednesday, May 24th at 7 a.m. Central European Time. And people are welcome to bring your questions and projects to that venue where we can make comments and help people with their particular issues. It's kind of the practical end of the plasma technology.
And
All
what
right.
about the venue of dance?
Well, it's the other aspect of
What
plasma
about
technology.
it? Guys, clap and dance always. Be happy. Always, my
Yes,
dear one.
indeed. Thank you, Sweta, for announcing our Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version, which we like to play in this show, as well as others. And again, thank you everybody for attending today. And we'll see you in the next public teaching workshop. Thank you, Mark, for co-hosting as well. And okay, bye for now.